I love the red varietals in the Italian portfolio, and I'm gonna make a meatball pizza, a meatball pizza. I just love meatball pizza. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just chop up some herbs, and I've got a lot chopped already, but I have some wonderful fresh oregano here that I'm just gonna chop up. And I need that for my sauce as well as for my meatballs. So I'm gonna chop up maybe about 2 tablespoons all together. Just pull those leaves right off of the stem. Make sure you don't chop the stems in this because oregano stems are pretty hard. Okay, we have a nice mince on that. Now what I want to do is just to make a quick and easy sauce. And I have a 28-ounce can of tomato puree. This will make a nice thick sauce, which is what you really want to stand up to those meatballs. So I'm going to take about half of my oregano. That's about a tablespoon. And I like to use all fresh herbs in this because it really just kind of makes it stand out a little bit. Now, if you're using a recipe that calls for 1 tablespoon of fresh herbs and you don't have it, use 1 teaspoon of dried instead. So I have some basil here, and I'm gonna put in about a tablespoon of basil, about a tablespoon of freshly minced parsley. Oh, it smells so good already. And then I want to take about a clove of garlic minced. Now, depending on your tomato puree, you may need a little bit of salt. I'm not adding salt to this one because it's pretty salty, but make sure that you taste it before you use it. And that way you'll know if you need to add that salt. So just stir it around, give it a really good mix. And we're going to set that aside and make some meatballs. So in my bowl, I have 1 pound of a meatball mix or a meatloaf mix. This is 1/3 beef, 1/3 pork, and 1/3 veal. And then I'm gonna add to that just a little bit of Parmesan cheese, about a 1/4 cup, and about a 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs. And then you wanna take those same herbs. So about a tablespoon of parsley, a tablespoon of basil, and you want a little bit of your oregano. So let's just put that in. And then I'm going to add to that my garlic. And for this, 2 cloves of garlic in the meatballs. Now I just want to get an egg ready. And to do that, always break it in a separate bowl because then you know if the egg is good. If you put in a bad egg into all that meat and that mixture, you just have a bad batch. So make sure you always break your eggs separately. And I like to just kind of break up my egg yolk. I'm not whipping it, but I'm breaking it up so that it's not concentrated in one spot. And then let's just start mixing. Okay, so I've got that made, and now we just want to cook those meatballs. You can do those in the oven or on the cooktop, and I'm going to make small meatballs to go in my oven. Let's get the pan nice and hot. I'm going to put just a little bit of olive oil in it because that keeps the meatballs nice and moist and it gives consistency to the frying. And I'll actually be cutting these in half before I put them on the pizza. Now these also make a great meatball sub. You can make them much bigger. You can make them for spaghetti. This is a great recipe. Now, like with any meat, you want to get a nice sear on it, but you want to reduce that temperature because if you cook it too hard, too fast, it just gets dry. So what I want to do here is take some of my sauce and I want to put it on my meatballs, but I'm going to cut these meatballs in half first. So let's just give them a little cut because I don't want huge chunks on my pizza and I want to scatter out that deliciousness all over. So if you use 6 or 7 small meatballs on a pizza like this, that's probably about enough. And then take a little bit of your sauce because this is the way we're going to mix it to go on the pizza. Now let's put those meatballs on, and then if we need more sauce, we'll add it. Now some of that delicious fresh mozzarella. Let's dot it all over. If you're using a grated cheese, usually you put that grated cheese down first, then put the meatballs on top. But when you're using fresh, You want to make sure that you're filling the holes and you're not incorporating a lot of moisture under your ingredients. Oh, this is going to be absolutely delicious. And I love to either chop up my mozzarella if I'm using fresh, grate it, or I'll use some little pearl mozzarellas. Now I want to just give this just a hint of olive oil on the top. So I have some wonderful Sangiovese here. This is the grape of Chianti, and it is wonderful with this pizza. It's light for a red, has amazing aromas and flavors. Perfect. Now let's taste it with this pizza. It's hot. I feel the crunch in my teeth. It's wonderful. A little more of that wine.